Welcome everybody to JCTV. We got a great race tonight. I believe I can feel it here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the In the Pits News Truck Series. I've got Adam Kuhn and Gage Bussinger in the booth with me tonight, three-man booth. Looking forward to having both of them tonight. Gage, you're back after taking last week off. It's good to have you back. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I've been looking forward to this all week and happy to be back. Looking forward to. Let me tell you, this race is half as good as the past two races. Actually, past three. We'll be in for a treat.
Oh, we'll definitely be in for a treat, I think. These guys, they have continued to put on a show time and time again, haven't they, Adam?
Absolutely, Josh. We've seen it, as Gage mentioned, every week so far. And tonight we got the biggest field of the season. And the drivers think it's pretty racy. The track looked pretty great in practice, so we should be in for a show. And it's exciting to have a three-man booth tonight.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having a three-man booth tonight. Should make things pretty entertaining. Got some trucks still on the track for practice. Not too much going on at the moment. Currently, Kyle Lamont with the fastest time. This will all change once they get qualified for JCTV qualifying. Some guys.
Whoa!
Man!
He bumped him down the entire back straightaway and sent him there. Oh, now I reckon.
The beautiful thing about iRacing is they don't have to pay for that. all that. All
That's
that damage.
Dawson Allen in the 79 making his debut tonight. Sorry, Josh.
Oh, that's all right. Dawson Allen there and Kyle Lamont, last week's winner. It's there that we saw going around. So what else we got? We got 54, Brian C. Smith. Very retro style scheme there.
Great turnout tonight.
Yeah, we
Never thought I'd see Scott the Waz on a NASCAR truck, but here we are.
Well, we got about a minute and a half till we start qualifying. Who's your guys' picks to win tonight?
Well, I'll go ahead and start off. Well, I'm going with last week's winner, Kyle Lamont. I think he makes it back-to-back. He's looking strong right now, so I think that's going to carry him to the race, and he'll be taking the checkered flag at the end of the night.
I'll go with the guy who was turning heads the entire race last week until a mistake unfortunately took him out of contention. There he is, the 69 of Hayden Law. On pole, led the most laps at Bristol. And this week he didn't know what to expect on a bigger track, and here he is fourth in practice so far. Looking pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great pick right there. Both of your guys' picks, Kyle Lamont and Hayden Lowell. I'm gonna go and choose the driver of the number 63 truck, Nick Dornick. He's been up there in every race we have had. He's been up there competing for the win all throughout the entirety of the races he's been in, all the races this season so far. So I'm going to go with Nick Dornick. I think he's got what it takes to get himself a win. It's currently 21st on the practice charts, but it's practice. It doesn't really matter too much. So hopping into JCTV qualifying momentarily, I think he's going to show that, that 21st place on the practice charts is not where he's going to be the entirety of this race. Start JCTV qualifying. Zack Probst, first one out. He's just going to tow it back to Fifth lane, Nick Dornick. It's going to be the first one to officially be out. My pick to win.
Not a bad pick, Josh. Second at California 2 races ago, and third last week at Bristol. 2 completely different tracks. Here we are, Las Vegas. Kind of similar to California in terms of the racing we'll see tonight compared to what the drivers were talking about in practice.
Yeah, Nick Dornick also in third place in the point standings, so he's got a lot of momentum on side.
They're kind of interesting right there. He entered in the middle lane and went down to the bottom, turns 1 and 2, but didn't quite get down to that white line. Right there, not quite getting there through 3 and 4 either. Interesting line out of Nick Dornick.
Yeah, one unique characteristic of Las Vegas is the bumps and the turns. You know, you got to kind of position your truck to avoid them. You got to set up your truck to go through the bumps in the corners as well. So different lines will be taken to avoid them depending on how the trucks are handling.
Down on the apron to finish his lap, Nick Dornick is going to turn a 30.82. And Joseph Madigan 1/100th of a second behind him, but currently 38 truck of Shane Therian is going to have that top spot.
Just 2/100ths of a second faster than Zack Probst right now, and there we go, Tom Bourne top of the charts right there.
Clarence Feldner coming around, finish. Well, actually take his first lap. This is pretty interesting here, seeing Clarence Feldner. He's running the high line through 3 and 4. He did so through 1 and 2 as well for his lap. That's going to put him 20th. '99 of Joe Davide. Currently 19th. JCTV qualifying.
Different look on this truck this week. Got first top 10 of the season last week at Bristol, so trying to carry this momentum in here in Las Vegas. 21st, I believe, right now on the charts.
He will have 21st. Joe Davide, Dalton Kelly. P20 on his second lap. That's going to put Dalton Kelly 9th. Clifford Corvu sitting 22nd. Looks like qualifying is wrapped up. We don't have anybody on track at the moment. Just a little under 20 seconds remaining with JCTV qualifying. So looks like we're going to see Tom Bourne start from the pole tonight, claiming the JCTV pole award.
Good lap for him. And what's really interesting here is front row, our drivers making their debut tonight, and we saw how well Hayden Law did last week in his debut race. So can we see a first-time winner in the debut race tonight?
You know, another driver I'm actually impressed with sitting third right now is Zack Probst. I think he is always a driver you really cannot count out. I know I've talked about that before, but Zack Probst, he's definitely showed a lot of speed last few weeks. So, well, Bristol, he was involved in an incident on lap one that took him out of contention early, but Auto Club, he looked really good. I think Zack Probst is one that you're going to want to watch out for as well throughout this race.
I think another one to look out for is Alexander Kerfen. He was pretty consistent at Fontana as well as Bristol, so qualified 5th. Look out for that 30 truck.
Right in front of him is
20 seconds to go till these guys start rolling. Pace car will lead these guys around. We'll take the green flag. Pace truck is rolling. I am excited. If this race is any indication, or anywhere near how Auto Club went, we should be in for a treat. Got 27 drivers starting the race tonight. Should be a great race around this 1.5-mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I hope the fans watching are ready for some lead changes. I think that's going to be a consistent thing this race. There's a lot of lead changes.
Alonso Chicano before the race was saying he expects a lot of slide jobs throughout the corners. We saw that in the closing laps of Auto Club play a factor into the final outcome of the race.
Go coming off turn 4, pace truck. It's going to be making that hard left turn. Just waiting on Tom Bourne to start the race. And green flag is out. Great start by Shane Therian in that outside lane. Tom Bourne, he's going to be able to have the advantage. Oh, slide job right there by Shane Therian.
Man, these guys are wasting no time with this action. Side by side all the way throughout the field already, Josh.
Oh, Zack Probst is loose.
Oh!
Contact.
Oh,
It's a big one.
crash.
Oh, my
It's-
goodness.
Oh, 52. Oh!
Hayden Lowell involved.
Mike Tellier
Mike
beat
Collier.
and Zack Probst, first one to spin, destroyed in the middle of the track. Wow. Back-to-back weeks we've had pileups on the opening lap.
47 of Brad Bennett involved as well.
Man, big hits back there. We're already seeing guys retire from the race, and that's just disappointing. Long races, these are to have big crashes like this opening lap, back-to-back races.
Yeah, it's so easy to do being pinched down there at the bottom. It just looks like on the center of the corner. Yeah, Probst got loose. Just chaos exiting turn 4.
Robert Kenny there. 34 GoDaddy.com truck. Looks pretty beat up. Oh. Kerfan got into Kenny. Not sure if that was related to anything. Just a little bump. Coming in pit road. Let's go ahead and bring in number 12, Caldwell. Caldwell, we haven't had much of a race so far yet, but what was it like getting through that craziness?
I have no idea what happened and how I made it through, but we're up here. We didn't get hit by anything. We didn't hit anything, so I got nothing else to say about that.
In the 2 corners you did at full speed, did you learn anything?
I learned that's loose on new tires, apparently. I felt fine, but the guys on the bottom got loose, seemed like, so keep that in mind for future restarts. But other than that, not a whole lot.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to it. Lights on pace truck are off, so get you back in there, teammates.
Yep, thanks, guys.
That was number 12, Cameron Caldwell. He is our in-race reporter tonight, by the way. We'll chat with him if we get chances to. Currently, P3. Well, he'll be restarting from the 3rd place position. What you guys see there, the choose cone rule. Is that already?
Yeah, and with that choice to the bottom, excuse me, Josh, sorry. That choice to the bottom, he's going to line up side by side with Chicano here on this restart. Behind those 2 debut starters, what's going to happen this time between these 2?
Is that already just a little bit of damage on the left side, right on the door of Tom Bourne, I think. Now, camera's on the other side. I think he might have just a little bit of damage on that door. Not sure where that might have came from. But...
Well, we saw them make that big move into turn 1 on the opening lap. Let's see if they're going to do it again here.
Well, pace truck is off, and these guys are going back to green flag. Shane Therian with a great restart. Once again, he's going to have the help of Alonso Chicano behind him, but Tom Bourne, he's got the bottom advantage. Bourne's not going to be able to clear Therian this time. Therian still to the outside. Alonso Chicano making it 3, well, not quite 3 wide, but going way up to that top.
Everyone seemed to make it through turn 4, and we see the 38 give the back bumper of Tom Bourne a shot into the corner. Almost hairy moment up front. Wow.
That was a great reaction there by Bourne. Therian, he ain't wasting any time. He looks way down to the bottom, to the inside, trying to take that lead from Bourne. Now Alonso Chicano and Cameron Caldwell, they're just kind of stuck right behind the 2 trucks in front, being Bourne and Therian. Here comes Chicano, not letting them get out of his sights. As Chicano is going to clear Bourne. Set his sights on Therian.
And he's going to take that 25 truck to the inside of Therian's 30 and clear him in turn 4. What a move for Chicano there.
Chicano, he's going to go all the way down under the apron, or on the apron rather. Now Therian, he's going to look to the inside, trying to get that lead back. Chicano running way wide. Still side by side down the back stretch. guys.
Therian's going to use the bottom, and that seems to be the preferred lane through 3 and 4. We saw Chicano make the pass, and Therian put away there down the front straightaway.
These guys, they are racing like they're still at Daytona. These guys, they've been racing in a pack all but last week at Bristol. Look at Dalton Kelly making his way up to 4th place now, trying to take 3rd place away from Alonso Chicano.
Yeah, and Kelly's really been committed to the bottom, and it's paying off for him. He's being very patient. You can see how those left sides were hooking the white line there. He gets a great run and exiting the corner.
And right in front of him, we see Tristan Mayo, who's really carved his way through the field. He's up to 2nd, and he's on the back bump of Therian into 3.
Tight racing there between the number 12 and the number 45. 45, Dalton Kelly, though, still with the advantage. Now he's underneath there. Oh, maybe got on the apron just a little bit.
Yeah, he did, and you can see how it's cost him down the backstretch.
Yeah, that helped Therian just a little bit. Gained a little bit of the lead. Now these guys are fanned out to where they want to be 4 wide, and this is just insane, the racing that's taking place behind Therian. And I'm telling you what, the only person that likes his sight is number 38 of Shane Therian. He is happy he has all this behind him and he's not involved in it.
Well, it's really cool to see these trucks utilize almost every lane through the corners, from the top all the way to the bottom.
Now 3 wide for 3rd place. Caldwell on the bottom, Chicano on the top, and Mayer, he's in the middle. Caldwell, he's going to try to clear, isn't able to get clear.
Man, these guys better be careful. All 3 of these guys are teammates, and it's so early, and 2 of those are the championship contenders right now, this early in the season.
Yeah, Cameron Caldwell, points leader, Alonso Chicano sitting there, pretty good position, points as well. And these guys, they already had a little run in at Auto Club for the lead from back a couple races ago. Alonso Chicano just gave Caldwell a little bit of a bad bump and sent Caldwell around. Caldwell ended up coming back and winning that race. Those 2 drivers, they're teammates, but just as much as they are teammates, they are competitors, and I'm sure Caldwell remembers what happened at Auto Club and wants to be careful around Chicano.
We see up front, Dalton Kelly's really curved that lead Shane Therian had, and now the whole pack's brought back to that 38 truck.
Yeah, Shane Therian, he's still in perfect position with the lead, and all he has to do is just not allow the guys behind him to pass him. Try to. That's actually a lot harder than it sounds. Now Kelly, he goes down to the inside, not able to make any move on Therian quite yet.
Oh, that was close to the 3.
Alonso Chicano driving it in deep into 3 and 4. He's now going to have Caldwell underneath him. These guys back to 2 by 2. Dalton Kelly is getting as close to that white line as he possibly can. He's washing up the track, getting really close to Therian.
No doubt. And this is a battle for the lead, I'm telling you.
Alonso Chicano, he's going everywhere that the others aren't going, and that is right up there, running that famed Kyle Larson line. Alonso Chicano, he is trying to find himself a great place up on that top end of the track.
See a bunch of lap trucks leaving pit road, most of them involved in that lap 1 incident. See how that affects this lead pack as Alonso continues to run that wall. Almost had an opportunity to the outside of the 38, who's now clear of Dalton Kelly.
Chicano still running that high lane. They're now 3 wide for second place with lap car Clarence Feldner right in front of Chicano. Chicano's going to dive to the inside. Now Clarence Feldner, he's doing his best to stay to the outside. Chicano might have gotten just a little loose off turn 4. Able to keep second place, that 25 truck.
Oh, bump from the 76. Wow, what a save there by Mayer.
Mayer there was sideways. Great save by him. He's now got Caldwell underneath him.
Yeah, the 76 of Joseph Madigan, and that really stacked these guys up, as you mentioned, Josh. The leaders started to pull away from these guys.
I've been watching. Madigan has been pushing Mayer all down the front stretch, but yeah, entering the corner is not where you want to give someone the bumper.
These guys now
We've
getting back to single file. Sorry there, Adam.
Yeah, just stay patient, guys. It's lap 22. I think they might just, be getting used to the trucks, how they handle in traffic. It's putting on a show, that's for sure.
Yeah, as Gage mentioned before, bumps in the corner is not what you want to do here, and we've had few close calls like that, and we've been lucky to not have any more crashes.
These guys, they are just taking every inch they possibly can. Chicano now, he's second place, but he's now in that defending spot. These drivers now that Marion is a little ways up there as Mayer, he drives deep into the corner, going to be side by side with Alonso Chicano on the outside for second place.
Boy, Therian has a good truck beneath him, and it's not helping these guys battle because they can't really catch up, but I feel like if they could get organized, easier said than done, they could definitely make a run for them.
These guys are racing pretty rough back here. It doesn't look like it's going to be organized pretty soon. We see Alonso, he just lost 4 spots in about a lap there, running the top. Maybe the speed's just gone away in that truck or the lane. We'll see as this long run continues.
Yeah, the reason it's so hard to get organized, I mean, you get such a big run down these straightaways, so you can't run in the back of guys, so you have to go somewhere, and unfortunately going side by side slows everything down. But looks like they're, still pretty crazy.
And also, when you get that momentum, it is so hard as a driver to have to leave that momentum, lift off the gas just a little bit at a track that isn't like Daytona or Talladega. Las Vegas, the racing may seem like it, as we're seeing here, just all over the track. There is crazy racing happening. These guys, it's not as easy to get organized in a single file line as it is at a place like Daytona or Talladega. These guys, when they get the run, they want to take it. Now Chicano, he has such a big run on the outside, number 76 of Joseph Madigan. Chicano, he's going to run right up against that wall where we've seen him running. And he'll be stuck here in fifth place. Still running that outside lane through 3 and 4.
Yeah, it seems like that speed's wearing off on this 25 truck on this long run. Or maybe he just needs to get an adjustment in on this pit stop, but not very happy with it right now, it looks like, as we see Tom Bourne looking on the inside of him there.
Pole sitter Tom Bourne, he's trying to work his way back up to the lead. Currently underneath Alonzo Chicano. Out of turn 4. Not able to do anything quite yet. Well, I'm surprised that the racing has been this strong already, and we're only 29 coming to 30 laps into the race. The amount of racing that's been going on, I think we'd be further, but man, we're in for a show the rest of the way. As if we
Absolutely.
haven't already been in one.
You're absolutely right, Josh. We saw, Alonso might have caught the wall there a little bit going through the exit of the dog leg. Looked like the truck got very upset as he was passing that lap truck on the outside of Tom Bourne also.
David Durand has snuck his way into the top 10 as he is in that 24 truck.
And he's going to be in the wall.
Spoke too soon.
That would be the commentator's curse there, Gage.
2 for 2 with that. Happened at Fontana as well.
David Durand, he is running currently P10.
Yeah, fortunately he had a bit of a gap back to Brian Smith for that 11th position, so looks like we'll be able to hold on to it for a little bit. Oh, excuse me, that's the 12th spot of Brian Smith.
Nick Dornick currently P9. He didn't have a good starting position, as I had said he probably would have right before qualifying, but he worked his way through that caution. I didn't mention it earlier. We had that one and only caution of the race so far. He worked his way through that cleanly. Now he's up inside the top 10. So my pick to win. He's working his way up there. Still over 100 laps to go. Nick Dornick.
My pick to win has probably left the track by now. He was involved in that first lap incident, Kyle Long. But, you know, what we know now, looking back, it's probably a blessing this race to start in the back, because that crash wiped out a lot of people in the midfield.
Don't worry, Gage. My pick to win got involved in that crash too. So
Yeah,
At least we have Josh's pick.
both your guys' picks to win are out of the race so far. Or already, I should say, after that lap 1 cautions. I guess even though my pick to win isn't quite up there in the lead, I've won the battle in the booth. Dornick tries to work his way around Joey Chapman.
there was the 9 of Kyle Auto having a really solid run tonight, 6th position. Last race at Bristol, he also finished 6th, so trying to get a solid couple of weeks going after a DNF at Daytona and not showing up at California. So momentum coming his way, hopefully.
Kyle Ruder now P5, trying to work his way up to Bourne.
Roger looks like his truck is set for the long run. He is pulling away now from Caldwell and Chicano.
It's very interesting to see Shane Therian continue just to pull away from the field. 2.3 second lead over Tristan Mara now, and it just keeps steady. You know, he's consistently pulling away from the field, and I don't think he's had a weak moment yet so far tonight. We've seen it since the drop of the green flag, how aggressive he's been.
And Shane Therian, he's currently fastest truck on the track. Faster than all the rest of the drivers that last time by. He's all the way down on the apron on the front stretch. Dog leg. You say we do a little bit of turn it up.
Let's do it. Woo.
We are under caution. Looks like, well, we have Alonso Chicano involved in it. Let's see here. Back and see what happened.
Wow, it looked like the lap truck was in the way, and the 60 hooked Chicano, and they wrecked farther down the track also. And we were on board with Alonso when that happened, and you saw the impact he took to the outside wall.
Yeah, it's the 25 tried to move down the track to get underneath that lap car, and I don't think the 60 knew that was going to happen.
Wow. Nick Dornick. Great driving by him to avoid getting into that.
Poor Don Kelly was the other one involved in that accident too. Off in turn 4, so 2 drivers inside the top 10 involved. Pretty heavy damage.
We got pit stops happening.
That will completely erase Shane Therian's huge lead here, as we see the race off pit road.
We're going to have to rack him right back on up and get ourselves a restart. Let's bring back in our in-race reporter, Cameron Caldwell. Cam, what's going on out there? How's it feeling?
It was getting tight there. I ran the bottom a little too much at the beginning of the run, burnt my tires off. It was kind of starting to come back to me before that caution, but still too tight to run up front with the leaders. But I think I learned from that, so we'll see how this one goes.
Do you feel like after that run, you'll be able to gather information to use to maybe not make it so tight, try to protect the tires a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's tough. I think I'll be able to do better this run. I just kind of pushed a little too hard. I didn't get a good long run in practice, so I wasn't really sure. My teammates told me that you could run full throttle for a while, so that's what I did. But I think I just need to back off a little bit earlier than I did, and then I'll be able to keep it going on the long run because the top seemed to come in, but I was just too tight to run it comfortably. So I just need to stay my stuff a little bit better and should be good to go.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back up in there before you teammates before it's down to choosing time.
Yep, thank you.
That was number 12 of Cameron Caldwell, currently sitting 4 actually. Drivers about to choose their lanes here. I apologize. One of those trucks was lap truck taken away around. So the top 3 drivers, Maul, Madigan, and Caldwell, they're going to choose the inside lane. That's going to open up the outside front row position up for Kyle Reuter. Nick Dornick takes spot behind him, as well as Vide. Looks like
Joseph Madigan just dropped off the track there, yeah. Pulling to the wheel, it looks like.
Maybe he's getting a penalty for something.
Maybe he hit the choose box? We see Alonso Chicano there. He just beat the pace truck off pit road there as they were making the choose cone, so he's caught up with the field as we get ready for this restart. Still at the tail end of the lead lap, luckily for him.
Well, we've seen it before. Nothing's impossible in this series, so be on the lookout for that orange 25.
Pace truck is on its way into pit road, and we are back to green flag. Just there leading us. He's got a great jump.
Very unorganized start for everyone, really. Fifth on back.
Looks like Mayer, he just kind of pulled to the side. Caldwell went down to the inside. Caldwell now taking the lead away. He's got Kyle Reuter right behind him. Battle for third place. I'm not so sure Mayer is able to stay with these guys. We got a caution. Dakota Knoll. Oh, 4 wide.
Oh, more contact.
Wow.
Is Alonso Chicano involved in that? What happened to Dakota Knoll?
That looked pretty egregious with the 76 and 25 there. Wow.
Madigan.
Really
Chicano
slow
again.
truck.
Really slow. Whew.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
That's just 4 wide gone wrong, actually.
And I'm curious because right before that,
Whew, that 99 truck is really slow. I think that's Joe David, right?
Yeah, that would be David.
That is Joe DeVito.
Wow. That's a big moment.
So what happened to
Yeah, that probably...
Dakota?
Oh.
So Dakota wasn't anywhere near them. He just
Yeah, he just bailed out a little bit.
okay, that makes sense.
I think he had damage from earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
Lots of Chicano bringing it on pit road.
And that's got to really sting for Alonso. He, like I mentioned, he just made it back on the lead lap, and now the truck's destroyed again. See if we'll be able to get this thing repaired, and he can get back out there and continue to try to gain some points on Cam Caldwell. But unfortunately, he's the leader right now as we pace under yellow, it looks like. Kyle out a second.
He's going to be the first one off pit road. I believe that was a regular pit stop for him. Everybody else just kind of taking damage repairs. Caldwell, he is your leader, followed by Kyle Reuter, Nick Dornick, top three. Yeah, I wonder really what happened to the 98 of Tristan Mayer. Like, he started first and then just split back to fourth place. And I'm looking at telemetry I have for pit road, and he didn't have like a quick pit stop compared to the other guys, like taking 2 tires or anything. He had a normal 4-tire pit stop time that was faster than the other drivers. And I don't see any significant damage on the truck other than in the rear end. I'm not so sure that would affect him to go from first to fourth like that. So I'm wondering if, it did kind of look like he just pulled to the side to allow Caldwell to take the lead. And I'm wondering if right now he's just kind of wanting to play it safe, not be the guy that has to defend the lead, and just kind of stay up there within the pack and try not to risk anything.
Yeah, and that it was a very, as Adam mentioned, a very disorganized restart. So I don't know if Mayer dropping down caused that, but I know that was an interesting start, to say the least.
I think the slower truck, the 99, the Dweede, just kind of really put everybody in a pinch there. I mean, it did happen several seconds after they passed the 99 truck, and I'm not putting blame on the 99 here of Dweede, but I'm wondering if just kind of like all the drivers' quick reaction wasn't thinking as to where'd that guy come from, and it just was chain reaction to get everybody together to cause the wreck that we're under right now. As far as
No, I think you're absolutely right, Josh. They all kind of congested going through the exit of the dogleg, and it just kind of made them just bounce together when they realized they were 4 wide going into 2 and 1.
Yeah, I don't want to assume anything, but the 99, I mean, I would have to think he hit the wall maybe for how slow he was going. But, yeah, not really sure from up here.
After the choose there, Nick Dornick, he's going to get the outside, front row outside lane. Caldwell chose the inside. He has number 9 of Kyle Reuter right behind him on the inside.
Should be very interesting to see what Shane Therian can do. Dominant truck so far tonight starts 10th, so let's see if we have another disorganized restart or what here with these guys up front.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Rudy here on the outside. He's I think he's the one to watch for right now.
Pace truck is in, and Caldwell, he goes pretty early. Guys in the back, they weren't expecting it.
Yeah, just guys not paying attention back there, it looks like, but wow, this top 5 really spread out as we see Wilder's going to take second from Dornick into 1.
might lose another position as well as he's on the outside lane of Tristan there. Tristan, he's going to be able to pull ahead of Nick Dornick.
But Bennett's going to come up right behind him here on the front straightaway, see what he can do with that 63 truck if he has a chance.
Meanwhile, Kyle Reuter here, he's all
Wide.
over.
Oh, there it
there's
goes.
Reckenbeck. Still green.
Wow. How did they avoid him?
Now
I know
there's a
another
caution.
one. Someone else was collected, but oh my goodness, that could have been a whole lot worse.
He was sliding that entire corner. I don't know how he didn't spin it out completely. He was very lucky to keep it going straight, honestly. Wow. Contact with, oh, poor Brett Bennett. As soon as I mentioned him, another jinx. Although he barely tapped that inside wall.
Monto Chicano involved in it as well. Looks like number 4, Clifford.
Corvu.
Clifford Corvu involved as well. Clifford getting tagged by Dalton Kelly there towards the end.
Now we're at a really interesting point in this race where we had a pretty long green flag run at the start, and now we're just having caution after caution after caution, so we'll see what this does with the strategy. We've already seen different drivers on pit road at different times, so it could really be a big dynamic at the end of this race.
A couple drivers coming down pit road.
All three involved in this caution here. Looked like Dalton Kelly, Tristan Maho, of course, and I believe Clifford Corvu? No.
Brett Bennett is the other one that came down pit road. We got a truck going backwards.
Tomato. What's that, Mike Tellier?
It's Mike Tellier. Mike Tellier's
Tomato.
driving
He's having
backwards.
fun. He's 37 laps down. Of course, involved in that opening lap crash.
You know, this is impressive.
He's carrying a pretty decent amount of speed around this banking here.
I think we should just have a race like this.
That'd be quite impressive. Drivers, in the Pit Snooze Truck Series could all drive backwards, like Mike Tellier was just doing there. Might catch him back up to the pack.
Yeah. And what else? What else can you do when you're 37 laps down?
Lights on the pace truck are still on, so we're gonna be under caution for at least another lap here. I assume these guys have 2 green marks, so you get in their mind to choose which lane they're gonna choose, and if past is any indication of what's going to happen here. Caldwell and Reuter probably choose the bottom, and Dornick choosing the top. Therian, he's worked his way up to 4th place, and if Caldwell and Reuter do choose the bottom and Dornick takes the top, I think Therian might take the top as well.
Yeah, we've seen many drivers just stay on the bottom, and I wonder if that has something to do with how weird these restarts have been, and just being on the bottom gives you better launch up front. Really confusing. We'll see what they choose here. Kyle Rowd has been a big proponent of this choose cone. He's gained a bunch of spots just taking the outside, and chose the inside last time and gained another spot from it, so we'll see what he does here.
Let's see what these guys choose. They're coming to start finish line. That's where these guys choose, at the start finish line. And I was correct about the top 4 drivers. 54 Smith taking the bottom, 60 Chapman took the top. Behind them, Alonso Chicano and his beat up truck. On the bottom as well. More to the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and how about Chapman? Haven't talked about him the entire night.
Chapman.
Alonso and his beat up truck up in 7th already, so we'll see what he can do here on this restart.
It's just one of those things, you know, you can't give up. We saw it out of club, of course, you know, again, Caldwell. We all thought he was down and out. He thought he was down and out, but he never gave up and ended up winning the race. Come to the restart. Pace truck gonna make that hard left turn down pit road. We're gonna go green. 77 laps to go. Caldwell went early last time. He goes pretty early this time as well. Great restart by Nick Dornick.
Saw trouble with Brian Smith on the inside there, stacked up the field again. Raudo and Dornick side by side in turn 1. Replay of last restart. Dornick's going to have a little bit more fight on the outside. Can't do anything. Here comes Shane Therian.
Shane Therian, after being shuffled back, he's making his way back up the front. He's going to look to the inside of number 63, Nick Dornick, to take that 3rd spot away. Now Therian, he's going to look to the, well, right there, right behind Reuter. Now Therian looking out to the outside, trying to make something happen on that outside lane. Right around Reuter. They're going to be side by side off turn 2 down the back stretch. Things getting tight there for the lead. Reuter, he's going to look to the inside of Caldwell. Therian wants to look to the outside. I think he's thinking better of it. Now they're going to be 3 wide entering turn 1.
Man, that was close. Therian was going all the way to the top, trying to give around that 12 truck. A big moment there for Cam Caldwell in the middle of the corner. He keeps it out of the fence.
Reuter's going to clear for the lead.
Reuter is clear for lead. He's got a bumper full of Caldwell, though. And now Therian, he's going to try to look to the outside. He's going to have to tuck back in. Right behind the number 12, Caldwell, is now Nick Dornick. Running right underneath Therian.
Oh, Raudo shuffled to the top by Caldwell. He's going to get moved back to 2nd. He's going to slide it right behind Caldwell.
Now Reuter looking to the inside, trying to get ahead of Caldwell. Caldwell's going to have a little bit of help from that number 38 of Therian.
Raudo's going to have the advantage though at the line into 1. He's got the bottom also with Nick Dornick right behind him. He's going to clear Caldwell.
Caldwell still not giving up. They're going to be 3 wide for a moment. Back 2 wide is number 38 and the number 63. Give the advantage to Reuter. Caldwell right on his bumper, though, to the outside.
Tom Bourne's joined this fight inside the top 5 now. See him in the 87 truck. Tonight's poster.
Bourne with a strong truck at the beginning. And Therian is keen on getting to the front because we know what he did when he got in the clean air. It's just getting there is the problem.
And he's been aggressive all night to get there. We saw that on the opening lap, and I'm sure it's going to be no different here, especially as this run continues on.
Pretty tight there, 3rd spot. Dornick and Therian. They're going to be 3 wide, going to be 4 wide for a moment. That lap truck, they make it through with no issue. Lap truck staying all the way to the outside. Now we have Therian with the sight he's been wanting to see. clear on the bottom now with the lead. Clean air and nobody beside him. Here comes Reuter trying to get that lead back. He's going to look all the way to the outside. Therian blocks. Now here comes Dornick. Down on the bottom. Right against that apron, that white line. Reuter with the advantage off the exit of the corner, down the back stretch. Still Reuter.
In my opinion, these are the best two trucks, the 38 and 9. I believe that the 9's going to be able to stay with them, more so than what happened when Therian got the lead the first time. I think he's going to have some pressure.
It'll be very interesting to see if he's going to be able to make a pass on that 38 truck. And if you think if he has a shot, he's going to make it early because of how well that 38 ran in that first run.
Dornick fading back just a little bit as Caldwell's able to clear Dornick for third spot. Dornick still not clear as he's got Bourne to his outside. Dornick running way down low.
Looks like the racing line. Sorry, Josh. Looks like the racing line in turn 1 kind of moved up there. We saw everyone run a higher line except Dornick, and he lost a bunch of momentum off of 2 from it.
Now the 87 Bourne, he entered turn 1 pretty low there. He's able to keep third position.
I want to cite this as the top 9, really under a blanket, all within about a second of each other.
That truck there staying high for these guys to get around on the bottom.
Man, Tom Bourne sent it there on the inside around it for second. Side by side with the 9 down the back. Let's see what he can do into turn 3. Oh, he's going to slide up a little bit into the side of the 9, just a hair. See what Cam Caldwell is. He going to make it 3 wide, or is he going to push the 9? Kind of got trapped in a box to be pushing that 9 truck. Tom Bourne's going to take this position, though, for a moment on the inside.
Clear.
And he's going to kill.
Crossover, but I think Bourne's going to maintain that position in second, and what a charge he's made right now.
Dornick.
Nine's not giving up.
Dornick, he's coming back up into the picture. Oh, wow. 87 Bourne. Just really moving down. Made rear go pretty low there as well, but as I was saying, Dornick, he's still not out of the fight either. He's hanging with these guys. And once
Cam
again,
Caldwell made a big move there in turn 1.
Once again, these guys are starting to get single file out, and grip is starting to go away. So the more these guys battle, the better Therian is with the clean air. And I think what we saw earlier in the race with Therian starting to pull away, he was just a beneficiary of having the clean air. And I think we're going to start seeing that here once again, now that he's starting to really pull away from second place. He's got that clean air advantage over Bourne.
Yeah, Lado's now gonna have a chance here to get to Bourne into 3, so a lot of momentum's been killed with how hard they ran at the beginning of the run. Now the tires are kind of worn and can't make as big moves, can't be as desperate, and you just kind of have to ride in line and keep your momentum up. So you see big run here down the front straightaway for him, but nowhere to take it into 1.
I could be wrong, but I don't think Therian is going to pull away like the last one. I think the guys behind him, Bourne, Reuter, they're running, fast, but it's organized, and they have gaps in between them so they can carry their momentum up. I don't think we're going to see a 2.5 second lead like last run.
Interesting to see if these guys continue to run single file and have some help. Bourne may be able to stay within half a second of Therian. He has help from Reuter, but right now, Therian, he's got lap traffic in front of him that he's able to draft off.
A lot of lap traffic, that's for sure.
They're going to stay to the outside for Therian.
Surprised to see Tom Bourne pull a gap there on Kyle Reuter there as they lap those trucks, so we'll see if Therian's going to be able to pull away with this.
Yeah, Reuter caught the lap trucks on corner exit, sacrificing his speed down the straightaway. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's still half a second gap between these top two, so we'll see what happens here as this continues with the separation between these top three now. A little bit of a distance now down that back straightaway, so clean air is going to be a huge advantage for Therian, of course.
Therian, he's had a really good run tonight. Having the lead, pulling out that big gap. Wanted to be erased by that caution that we had. Got shoveled back to, I believe it was 10th at one point for Therian, and he was able to make his way back up. And found a hole, took the lead back, and been able to keep the lead.
Good trucks look good in clean air. Great trucks look good heading through the pack. And that's what the 32 has for him right now. But this thing is far from over. I mean, we have 55 laps to go. We've seen the craziness happen with cautions, breeding cautions, and yeah, nothing is sealed yet.
Currently have had 4 cautions throughout the this event. Another lap truck. Staying high for these guys. Let's do another turn it up. 48 laps to go in this event. Dornick not letting Caldwell get away from him. Dornick is trying to take the 4th spot away from Caldwell.
Saw Caldwell cut the dogleg or the tri over there going through front stretch and gained a little bit more of a gap on Dornick there going into the 1.
There, and he is able to pull away from the 87 of Bourne and the number 9 of Reuter. So these guys here, speaking of the 87 and the 9, they are still nose to tail for 2nd place. Reuter, he is trying not to let Bourne get away.
Yeah, Reuter's just having probably a bunch of trouble in Bourne's dirty air trying to get around him. As we mentioned, the longer green flag run, less tire wear, obviously, so or more tire wear, less grip. So he's probably fighting handling, trying to get around the 87.
We'll be back. Caldwell starting to really get the gap over Dornick. Currently Q4 for Caldwell. 12 truck of his. We got Clifford Barvood, driver number 4 down pit road. It's like pit cycle starting. He goes a little bit too far, has to back it up. It cost him. Got a bunch of other drivers on their way down pit road right now. Starting with number 12, Caldwell, 63, Dornick, 54 of Brian Smith, 24 as well of David Durand.
Yep, this is the money stop for getting the last few adjustments on these trucks. It's going to be crucial in the later parts of this race, especially now with only 40 to go.
Caldwell, he'll be the first one off pit road from that big pack just came on in. Caldwell,
And I think it's going to force. Sorry, Josh. I think this is going to force a bunch of the leaders to come in the next couple laps now. So you see more drivers coming down pit road.
86, Tyler Watermullen.
Watermullen has had a quiet but very consistent night. Every time I look up the leaderboard, he is in the top 10, and he's kept it clean, kept the fenders on it, and hopefully comes home with the result to show that.
Peter Shane, there he is, yet to come down pit road. Still no signs of coming. He's actually coming down now quite fast. I think he made it. Pit limit is 50 miles an hour. I think he made it.
It was sketch coming in there, but looked like he had the fronts locked up. But I think he did. I think he made it.
So Shane Therian came down as well as number 9, Kai Reuter, and a little ways back, number 60, Joey Chapman down pit road as well. Nice stop by Therian. He's already off and running. and Tom Bourne. I believe it's down pit road. Getting his service right now. Dalton Kelly currently running P2. I believe he might be the leader at the line. Dalton Kelly is the leader. He has yet to pit.
Yeah, at this point, Kelly, he was running a little bit further down the order. He's just, hoping for a caution. And even at that point, yeah, he needs to stay out for a while, hope for a yellow. Maybe something will play out for him.
Shane Therian, he is, once Dalton Kelly comes down pit road, Shane Therian will be the leader, and Caldwell in second place, benefiting quite a bit from that his pit stop. Looks like some issues from Reuter, who is all the way back down to 9th place.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of shakeup there on the leaderboard after these pit stops. Tom Bourne ahead of Dornick now, and David Durand, Alonso Chicano, racing ahead of Kyle Lauder, who was, as you mentioned, up in second place.
For 45, Dalton Kelly down pit road now, so we will cycle over back to Therian. And we got a battle for the second spot now. Caldwell, he is on the bottom right now with Bourne to his outside. Dornick back there as well.
Yeah, Tom Bourne's going to blow right by Caldwell here on the outside. Pretty easy pass, though, it looked like, for that 87. We'll see if Caldwell can put up a fight before Nick Dornick can get there, but 63 looking pretty speedy on the back of these two.
Bourne currently leading these three drivers here. Second place, Caldwell. Third, Dornick. Fourth, Reuter slipped his way up to fifth place. This guy is still working around lap traffic. Clarence Felder was in the wall there. These guys by. "31 laps to go, still in this race."
See, Caldwell used a completely different line than Bourne, though, so it could be an interesting battle back here as we see one truck way below the apron. believe one was coming out of the pits and another one off the track to pass him. Wow. Hairy moment there in turn 3C back there.
David Duran, Brian C. Smith currently battling for the 6th position.
We see now Kyle Out has gotten around Chicano, Durand, and Smith. He's up to 5th, so see if he can rebound all that track position he lost on that pit stop.
Yeah, he's got about 4 seconds to gain to join the battle between Bourne, Caldwell, and Dornick. As you can see it heating up while Caldwell looking to the inside.
Oh, Dornick almost looked like he wanted to make it 3 wide there, but nowhere to go. He might go all the way to the wall here into turn 3. Completely different lines for all 3 of these guys here.
Yeah, he's trying to get clean air on the nose. This battle is far from over. I think right now this is the battle to watch because this is for second, third right here.
Dornick looks like he's just going to take easy, let the 2 in front of him battle it out between Caldwell and Bourne, and take advantage of it once their tires kind of go away. Meanwhile, Shane Therian, he is just driving away from these guys, putting on faster laps time and time again than these 3 drivers. So right now, the only thing Shane Therian has to worry about is a caution. Cut his lead down and re-rack these guys up. Otherwise, he's sitting in pretty good position. Almost 4.5 seconds ahead of Tom Bourne.
Yeah, he's been Clash of the Field all night tonight, obviously, and these guys battling obviously didn't help that interval they have to fight back that 38 truck, but I think Therian's been the best of the night, and really, he's been much better than these guys anyway, so unless we have something to change the dynamic in the last 25 laps, he's obviously, deserving this huge lead he has, and I don't think Bourne could close that gap unless something really unfortunate for Therian happens here.
Yeah, Josh, and you mentioned earlier, Therian had to go, to mid-pack and drove his way through to the lead. And Adam, as you mentioned, I think it's going to take something to happen, whether it's the yellow lap traffic maybe getting in the way, but something crazy's got to happen for these guys to catch that 32 truck.
Yeah, and this battle for seconds kind of calmed down, but the distance back up to Therian really hasn't changed much, really, in the positive direction. You'd think it would for them to be running single file. It's just how good the 38 truck is tonight. And we see Tom Bourne pull away from Cam Caldwell for the 2nd spot now, so kind of everyone getting back in the groove here as we close out this race.
Yes, I do apologize. I think I said the 32 truck last time, the 38 truck.
That 38 truck of Shane Therian, he is still just driving away from everybody behind him.
See right there's 11th place, Don Kelly, 1 lap down, so just 10 trucks left on the lead lap. That just shows how fast he is.
Yeah, he's got everybody up to 11th place on back laps in this race, and I think he'll be able to catch a couple more drivers, put them a lap down. As you see the four of Clifford, Corvu right in front of him, and a little ways ahead, and Tyler Watermullen a little bit ahead of him. 20 laps to go for the 38 of Shane Therian.
Looks like Tom Bones pulled a second lead off of Cam Caldwell for that second position. He's closed in a little bit on Therian as he laps these trucks, but not enough to really make a difference here in these final laps.
And I think Bourne has been a little bit faster than Therian. Actually, Bourne fastest truck on the track that last time by. I don't think it's going to be quite enough though. 18 laps left, and a little over 4.5 seconds behind St. Therian. Cut that lead down. We have a caution.
And there it is. There's the yellow.
Yeah, that's the one that changes it all right there, guys. That's very unfortunate for the 38. Look out! Mike tell you. Wow.
Oh, we saw him backwards earlier, but this time for the wrong. Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Also, teammates both laps down.
Mike Tellier and Tristan Mayer.
That's very interesting for those Vortex Racing duo.
Well, it looked like Mayer thought that Tellier was going to go more toward the bottom, exiting the corner. He tried to turn down, and they just, I mean, hit and nose first in the wall there.
I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are done for the night after that. Wow, that's a big hit head on for that 97 truck. Honestly, we're pretty lucky those guys who we saw fly by at the final seconds didn't get collected. So we see leaders are in pit road here.
This changes everything, guys.
Indeed, it does. And if you think that the restarts have been crazy, well, this might be the craziest.
And that 38 pit crew is going to deliver here. He's going to be out and away, clear of everyone else. That big lead coming in pit road definitely didn't help either. Still had all those lap trucks in between he and Tom Bourne. Even though the lead disappeared, he still had a little bit of advantage.
Guys, I want to bring in Caldwell. Once again, Caldwell. It's going to be under 15 laps to go for the win. What's it like inside that number 12 truck?
Tight. I have not figured out how to save tire here, or at least compared to the top two, but I think the tires don't wear enough to where we're going to go full throttle these last few laps, so we're going to put on a show here. It's going to be fun. I think it's just going to come down to who has the better runs and not worry about saving tire, so it's going to be a good one in the booth, I think.
Now, you're not
What do you
about...
need right now with your truck? Oh, sorry, Josh.
I needed tires, and now I got them. So we'll see what we can do here.
You're not worried about saving tire here, but what about your points lead? Obviously, Chicano not having a very good race himself, but looks like he's going to be back on the lead lap, sitting P8. Is it worth risk to try to go for it and get the win to keep the advantage of points lead, and have that risk of possibly hurting your truck or having your truck get hurt and also hurt that points lead?
I'm gonna take calculated risks. I know big picture is just get the points lead, but if I see an opening, I'll probably take it. Just kind of depends on how the runs are going. But I'm not too worried about Alonso because he's pretty beaten up, I think. So I should be able to stay from him as long as I don't wreck. So we'll see. It just kind of depends on how this restart goes, really.
Alrighty, we'll let you get back up there with your teammates.
Thank you.
Once again, that was number 12, Cameron Caldwell, in-race reporter. Rather number 12. Grid truck. Radius Racing. I believe we're going to choose this time by.
And Josh, look at the leader. Oh, wait, excuse me. There was a lap. No, yeah, that is Nick Dornick in the lead, who stayed out, I believe. Is that right?
That I just am noticing that myself. I did not realize Nick Dornick stayed out there, so he's going to choose the inside lane. That's going to give Therian and Bourne the outside. Caldwell and Ritter take the inside. They're going to be behind Dornick. Wow, that's actually interesting. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, Dornick making a big move here. He could be an upset, really, for this win. He's been up there all night, but making a difference here in this final, what could be a final restart. And who knows if he can hold these guys off for the last just handful of laps, but we'll see if new tires mean that much for him. I think it will, but very interesting move for him.
Yeah, he's got to hit the gas and get out of town. These guys are going to be bearing down on him.
Last time Dornick came down pit road was 30 laps ago, coming 31 laps ago. So he's got a lot of racing laps on his tires. He's going to hit that gas now. Caldwell with the advantage on the bottom lane. Going to get out ahead of Therian and Bourne. Now Caldwell, he's going to have his sights set on getting past Dornick. Dornick shut the door. Caldwell fighting it. There, make contact.
Oh, saved him.
Caution is going to be
crash.
out once again.
Oh, Brian Smith, big hit there with that 54. Looks like Kyle Router also involved. That's a disappointing end for his night. What could be the end of it?
Router involved, Duran involved.
Yeah, that was just, new tires versus old tires. No one to blame. If you're Dornick, you got to protect the bottom. If you're Caldwell, you're saying, listen, I got to go. I have fresh tires. I got to get to the bottom. Really a race against the exiting two there.
Yeah, absolutely, Gage. And Dornick tried to pin Cam on the bottom, and Cam wasn't having any of it. And Dornick did a good job saving it. Really, he just slowed the truck way down, but unfortunately, there was still guys coming that full head of steam right into the back of him and, caused that pile up. So really unfortunate there.
Boy, Therian just squeaked by. And I think he even got a tap on the right rear. As you can see, yeah, no blame to really be placed on anyone there.
And one thing really interesting on that restart was how Cam Caldwell really got away from Therian and Tom Bourne. I thought, Therian was going to take off on that top and drive right past Dornick, and Cam was going to get stuck behind him, but really Cam got the best restart out of all of them.
Yeah, we've seen that all night. The bottom lane has really gotten going on these restarts and kind of left the top lane for dry. But so that, paying attention to that, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the choose rule in effect here. So
I don't think Tom Bourne can really give up that front row here, restart in the final 10 laps, but you might just have to just push Cam on the restart and try to push him too far out there, you know, and Cam said it, tires are the only thing that matters right now, and they're not going to run them hard enough to wear them, so it's going to be, as he mentioned, a real dash to the end here, especially now that they got Dornick out of the way.
So we have the heavyweights out front, Caldwell, Bourne, Therian. But look behind him. I mean, Watermelon, Chicano, Kelly, as you know, guys that have been up there, but kind of new faces at the front. Let's see who goes where for this next restart.
Lights on the base truck still on, so looks like these guys probably are going to be at 2 laps to green. You know what? It's kind of interesting, guys. Juan Chicano sitting 5th place, and he was just in pit road. Not for very long, it looks like. So maybe just some damage repair, but still sitting 5th place. Be interesting to see if he's able to have anything.
Yeah, to carry off of that, Nick Dornick's still in 7th. It's just, as we mentioned, the really attrition of this race that Therian said with that lead lap is allowed these guys to, you know, kind of save the race and still get possible great finishes here after what could have been terrible nights with these crashes, but they've been fortunate with that big crash on lap 1 and the attrition rate throughout the middle part of this race.
Here we go. Should be taking a choose this time. And I expect Caldwell bottom, Bourne top. Maybe Therian top as well. Therian also could choose the bottom here. And
yeah, Bourne's gonna give up that front row. Wow.
yeah, I'm a little shocked that the 86 Tyler Watermelon gonna be starting that 4th position. Chicano.
Yeah, let's see if Shane Therian can do what he couldn't do last restart and take the lead on the top, but it's going to be a lot more challenging than it was even last time because Caldwell's on same tires as he is, and Caldwell's gotten great restarts all night long from the 1st place position.
Well, I think Bourne saw last restart, and I think his truck is really comfortable on the bottom. So choosing that lane, you know, it's ambitious for sure, but we'll see how it turns out for him.
Past restarts, we've seen Caldwell go pretty early. Actually, we've seen the leaders of the last few restarts go pretty early as soon as the pace truck comes off. So, see what Caldwell does here. If he maybe changes it up, pace truck is in safety of pit road, and Caldwell is going. 8 laps to go. Caldwell just wanting to hang on to that lead. It's going to be easier said than done, though.
Yeah, he got a great jump, and Shane Thornton slid into 3rd there behind Tom Bourne, and really another unorganized restart, but that's going to happen with so few trucks on the lead lap this late in the going.
Kind of surprised there to see Dalton Kelly 4th place, but right now, Caldwell advantage over Bourne. Bourne, he's closing in though. Fast truck that last time by.
Yeah, so now if you're Caldwell, I mean, you're just really planting that truck on the inside and saying, you know, daring almost to go around the outside. As you can see him chopping the exit of the corner off.
And we've seen what Caldwell will do to get the lead. And now I'm wondering if Bourne may have saw what Caldwell would do to take that lead. Now Caldwell putting a huge block on Bourne down on the bottom lane. Bourne now looking to the outside of Caldwell. And all this is going to do is help the drivers behind, like Darian, like Kelly, like Watermullen. Caldwell still with the advantage, coming to 5 laps to go.
We've seen this 87 truck much faster than Cam throughout this night, and he's got a huge run here. Let's see if he can do anything on the top side.
Not able to do anything with it yet. Still right there, hounding on the bumper of Caldwell. Want to look to the inside, not quite able to. I think he wanted to force Caldwell to go high there and dive underneath. Caldwell wasn't falling for it though. Bourne looking outside, now back down to the inside, running just a little bit lower than Caldwell through the dog leg. I think Bourne's getting desperate now. 4 laps to go. And these guys, they're just pulling away from the rest of the pack. Third, Therian, Watermullen, Chicano.
Yeah, the 87's fishing all over that track, trying to find a way around the 12. We see him ducking in line, just trying to get a slipstream off that 12 truck and break around. And we see him here again through the front straightaway. What can he do in a 1? Pushing the 12 almost into turn 1. Right behind him.
Looks like Caldwell may have gotten a little loose. This is going to allow Bourne
To the
down to the
inside.
inside. Caldwell needs to do his best, try to stay to the outside of the 87 of Bourne. He's going to try to get that side draft off of Bourne. Now 2 laps to go. Caldwell pinching him down.
87 truck is so strong in the bottom. Let's see what Caldwell can do from the top.
Caldwell so powerful on the outside, trying so hard to pinch Bourne down. Advantage Caldwell at the moment through 3 and 4.
Better get your cameras ready, folks. This is going to be one heck of a finish.
At the line, white flag, Bourne with the advantage.
Man, that's pretty close. They're just taking the white. These guys are going to white knuckle it all the way around this 1 lap to go.
Through 1 and 2, Bourne trying to get a wide exit, pinching Caldwell up against the wall. Caldwell trying to pinch Bourne down. I think Bourne has the advantage.
I think he does. He's got it.
Caldwell trying. And Tom Bourne is your winner.
What a race.
Wow.
Man, another close finish here, and by just over a truck length for Tom Bourne. Wow.
That was awesome stuff. Man, what a race. What a finish.
Tom Bourne, he is going to win from the pole position and everywhere in between.
That wasn't really a traditional way to win from the pole. I don't think he was really a main contender until these final 15 laps, as we saw Therian was the man to beat, but just circumstance again prevented the best truck from winning. But Tom Bourne, he's going to celebrate with donuts on the front stretch, of course.
What a great race that was. All around.
Yeah, Josh, that was a great final 2 laps with them almost side by side the entirety of those 3 miles. Very surprised to see them just fight out like that. That was a great finish, and Cam said it was going to be a good show at the end, and I didn't expect it that type of way, really. As there goes the engine on the winning truck.
Do interviews here in just a moment. All right. Well, doesn't look like we're going to be able to get to Shane Therian for an interview, but fifth place finisher Anza Chicano is available, and I believe Gage, you caught up with him.
Well, Alonzo, you had an up and down night for sure, involved in a couple of incidents, but hey, you clawed your way back to a top 5, and really as the points leader heading in, that's almost damage control. Sorry, you were second. Almost, you had a night where it was like, okay, it's not going to be something where you're going to compete for a win, but like I mentioned, you clawed your way back. What was it like out there, just staying focused, and what was that final restart like?
It was pretty wild. It sucks I didn't have like a truck with power enough to actually contend for the win. I was obviously rooting for my teammate Cam to get the win, even though he has the points lead, and as much as I want to catch up to him, I'd much rather him get the win if I can't. But nevertheless, getting P5 after getting wrecked like that, especially in such a dumb way, I guess is a silver lining. But yeah, just really frustrating race. Sucks to be taken out like that. You know, especially when you have a good chance to win coming in. Glad we were able to make it up and finish out the day with the top 5.
Yeah, so up here, we weren't too sure what happened in that incident, so if you could just go ahead and run down what happened.
Yeah, so me and the 60 were running too wide, and down the backstretch, I haven't looked at the replay, but from what I remember, we were running too wide, and down the backstretch, I was up against the wall, and the 60 was under me, and we were catching a lap car like really, really quickly, and I was expecting him to give me room because I, wouldn't expect him to do otherwise, because he sees we're about to be 3 wide, and he just never budged. So obviously, I did move down, but I moved down because I had to. Obviously, if I would have just stayed my lane, I would have bulldozed the lap car, and he just didn't move, and I just thought that was really, really stupid thing to do. Could have been very, very easily preventable. Um, it's it's just really, really frustrating when you know you, it was just really something that was really easily preventable, and it shouldn't have happened. So that was really, really frustrating. And then after that, like a few laps later, I got wrecked again, and then I was kind of mad about that, but it was mostly just shouldn't have been in that position in the first place.
Well, through it all, you somewhat kept your head on straight and came home with the top 5, so congratulations for that. Good luck the rest of the year, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you in action soon.
Yep, thank you.
Was Lonzo Chicano, driver number 25 truck. Fifth place finish. Second place finisher Cameron Caldwell, I believe Adam Kuntz caught up with.
Yeah, Kim, very disappointing finish, I'm sure, after leading those last couple of laps. How was it just trying to hold off Tom Bourne and then ultimately losing it on the last lap?
Yeah, that one stings a little bit. I don't know what else I could have done. Just the draft played a huge factor there. As like I said earlier, before that last couple of restarts, we were going to be full throttle the whole last run, which we were. So it just kind of came on the draft and eventually got to my back bumper and loosened me up a little bit with the air. Never hit me or anything. It was all fair. But yeah, not a whole lot I could do. The top just wasn't coming in quite yet. So I could have tried to get back to the bottom, but I felt like I could have just pinched him down a little bit. It worked until 3 and 4 in the last lap. He ran me a little wide going into the corner, and that was it. So it stings, but it's a good finish overall. So in terms of points, I'll take it.
Yeah, good finish, and you've continued a streak of top 2 finishes now 4 weeks into the season. And Alonso had a pretty disappointing day, but he still managed to get a top 5. How are you treating the points fight so early in the season with your teammate?
Yeah, it seems like he just keeps getting involved in wrecks, and he still gets those top 5s. It's kind of annoying if I'm trying to pull away. It's great for the team, but in terms of me being a little selfish for the points, it's a little annoying. So it's good for him to make some comebacks here. Makes it a little bit more interesting and entertaining. But there's not a whole lot I can do when I'm finishing pretty well, and he is as well. So I hope this battle continues throughout the whole season, and hopefully some other guys join in too. But we'll just have to see.
Well, someone who came into the night 3rd in points was Nick Dornick, who you booted out of the way in the final couple laps. He was on old tires. What did you see from that restart?
Yeah, I wasn't proud of that, but at the same time, there wasn't a whole lot I could do because I don't know. There's just some netcode there. He left the door open, and at that point, we're late in the race, and I know that Shane and Tom are going to be on me if I let off, and I let off as much as I could without hitting him, and eventually I got inside of him, and he just kind of came down, and on my end, we never hit, but on iRacing's end, we did hit, apparently. So he went around. It sucked. That felt really bad. It's not only took out him, but took out a few others, it sounded like. So that really sucked, but there's not a whole lot I can do when I'm there, and I don't touch it on my end. So it is what it is. It sucks for them, but can't go back and change it now.
All right, thank you, and good luck next week at Michigan.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
That was second place finisher, driver number 12, Cameron Caldwell. Let's go down to Victory Lane, where I have Tom Bourne. Tom, first of all, started on the pole. Didn't really have, much for Shane Therian there in the beginning with him pulling away. And then just tried to get your way back up to the lead. And a battle with Caldwell there at the end. How were you able to get it done?
Well, I mean, at the beginning of the race, I was trying to see what the tires were going to be like at the end of the run. Obviously, we all had our the whole field had an incident on lap 1, but after that, I was just trying to take care of the tires, and then after I realized that it wasn't, much was going to be done by saving tires, then decided to go for it. But just tried to time the last restart right, and just tried to make sure that I was as close to Cam as possible, and he must have got loose off 2 or something like that, and let me get under him, and I just didn't want to get him back to the bottom.
As soon as you saw that opening there, did you know that was your chance now or never to try to take that right down on the bottom?
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get him on the outside. We both had 2 new tires. We were both able to full throttle it, and I knew the only chance I was going to get is to get underneath him at somehow. And Cam is Cam's a great, driver, and he knows how to block. And I knew that was going to be my toughest challenge, is to get underneath him without, getting into him. But luckily, like I said, he got loose off two, and I was able to get it done.
Now, trying to defend him off from the outside lane, or when he had that outside lane after you got underneath him, it looked like he was doing a great job, really holding you down there. I believe it was going into turns 1 on the white flag lap, or I'm sorry, coming out of turn 2 on the white flag lap. Looked like you may have drove him a little bit wide. Was that just kind of the handling of your truck, or were you hoping to push him just a little bit wide to know that through 3 and 4 you would be in the clear to get the win?
Well, I mean, as the run was going on, I didn't get a good entry into 1 and 2 because he was just running his line, trying to give me as least track as possible, and he did a great job at it. I had to keep my foot in it, tried not to get into him, and got a little side draft down the backstretch, and had to change his line going into 3. I needed more racing room, so I entered a little bit, a tad bit later, and luckily that was able to pay off.
All right. Well, before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give? Sponsor, team shout outs, who gets done for you?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you guys for putting on an amazing broadcast. Cam and Alonzo bringing me in and everything like that. It's always fun racing around those guys and joining a new league. G Fuel, as always, they're on the car. Player One Coffee, Sky Motorsports for getting the car ready and everything like that. And my girlfriend Kira, she's always watching. She's got a big test this weekend, and I'm not going to be able to be there for it. But other than that, thanks again for having me, and you guys putting on an amazing broadcast.
All right. Well, congrats once again on the win.
Thanks, guys.
That was number 87 of Tom Bourne. Adam Gage, what a race we saw today. It was great driving by these guys. 6 cautions total tonight. These guys, they just keep putting on great shows time and time again.
Yeah, we had a little moment throughout the middle of the race where things kind of got sloppy, but everyone held their composure throughout the rest of it, and we had a pretty great run right there all the way to the end. So almost a photo finish again, and these guys keep making it close every week.
Yeah, close and, competitive. How many trucks did we see up there fighting for top 5s, top 10s? It was, a race of attrition, that's for sure. But, the beauty in the attrition is the ones that are still left standing. And that's what we got tonight. So, once again, great show. Thank you to everyone, that makes this happen, including you guys up here in the booth. It's definitely a show. It's fun. These drivers lay it all on the line. Great finish tonight. So, yeah, just really thankful to be a part of this, and looking so much forward to the rest of the season.
Next week we go to Michigan International Speedway, which I'm looking forward to. That is my home track, and it's always puts on great finishes, great races. So I'm looking forward to that race next week at Michigan International Speedway.
Yeah, Michigan's a great track for these types of vehicles. Big draft, as we saw here tonight, and like we saw at Auto Club, kind of like a mix of the two tracks. Not as much tire wear, but we should be interesting to see how that all plays out next weekend.
Well, guys, Um, any final words tonight, Las Vegas?
Like Gage said, it's just great to be here. It's thankful to be here, and we have a bunch of fun up here, and looking forward to next week, of course.
Yeah, tonight was, I think, what most of us expected in terms of racing. And if this season just keeps getting better somehow, and it's a test to all the drivers, and yeah, just a wonderful thing to see. And I'm sure all these drivers are loving it. I'm sure everyone watching is loving it. And like Adam mentioned, just excited to get back here next weekend at Michigan.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Seeing Tom Bourne start from the pole and take the win. So, once again, congrats to Tom Bourne. That's going to do it for Las Vegas. Thanks to Adam and Gage for being in the booth with me, Cam and Alonzo, in the pit snooze, Elite Performance Industries, all these drivers, once again, putting on a great show for us every week. And, yeah, I believe that's going to do it. So, until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you at Michigan International Speedway.